Hello, I'm Peter Morley. I'm the National Portfolio Manager for England, and I'd like to welcome you to a short video in which I'm going to walk you through the process of using Smartsheet to report on your progress against the targets you set for your region in your Year 2 business planning. So this Smartsheet is where you'll find all Paths for Everyone and Livable Cities and Towns for Everyone targets for every region of Sustrans. At the start of the quarter, starting in Q2, you'll access the Smartsheet and update your previous quarter's performance against each of the targets for your region. Also, you'll update your forecast for performance in future quarters based on any changes to circumstances throughout the year. This information is then pulled into a report for executive and board, and we use this to monitor our progress against our strategic priorities. The first thing I'm going to do is show you how you can filter information so that it only shows your region's figures. So to do this, you click on this filter button here and select a region. In this case, I'm going to select Midlands and East. So then it shows you all of the targets for Midlands and East. You can see all your Paths for Everyone targets and all of your Livable Cities and Town targets. The next thing I'm going to do is take you through each of the columns, some of which are fairly self-explanatory and some will require a bit more explanation. The first two are geography and strategic priority. They're fairly self-explanatory. You can see Midlands and East on the geography one. Strategic priority will either show PFE or LCT. Your target reference is next. You'll see there are a few different rows and different references for some of your targets. This is so that you can report on the total numbers of miles and projects you have in your area and your achievements against these as a percentage. So for example, for PFE 1, we want to know the number of miles you've assessed as being good or very good in your area, your total number of network miles. We want to express this as X miles of X network miles, and also express this as a percentage of the total. Target text sets out what it is we're measuring. Year 2021 year to date is pulled in from your 2021 Smartsheets, and that shows your achievements in year 1 for reference and for your information. And then year 2 target local is the figure that you have said in year 2 business planning that you would achieve in 21-22. This number can't be changed after business plans have been submitted, but that doesn't mean, however, that your forecast for achievements in quarters can't be legitimately revised in light of circumstances changing. And I'll say a bit more about that in a moment. What to do? Well, that tells you what to do in each of the rows. For example, which colour cell to edit, or whether there are no editable cells on that row. Data source includes a link to where the data from that target comes from, whether that's from ArcGIS, your network development plans, or CRM. Edit data source is a link to where you would input the raw data, again, either ArcGIS, your network development plans, or CRM. Your 2021 forecast is for your information, so you can see what you had forecast in the previous year. Annual forecast is either equal to your Q4 forecast, where achievements accumulate through the year, and that's for data that comes from ArcGIS or CRM, or is a sum of all quarterly forecasts where data is input from your network development plans. Year-to-date actual is what you've achieved so far this year against that target. Then we move into columns that are the same for each quarter. There are 3 columns for each quarter. Your quarterly target is what you said in your business plan that you'd achieve in that quarter. Your quarterly forecast is where you can update your forecasts for future quarters, and that's where you can highlight any expected changes to performance because of changing circumstances. And your quarterly actual is what you've actually achieved in that quarter based on your figures in ArcGIS, your network development plans, or CRM. And you can see that the columns are repeated for each quarter. Here you've got a RAG rating to make a judgment about the likelihood of hitting the targets you set in your business plan. And lastly, at the end, you have an opportunity in quarterly reporting commentary to explain any variance against business plan targets. Now I'm going to take you through each one of the PFE targets, and for future reference you can find the information from the columns data source and edit data source. So PFE 1 and 2 are about the quality of network miles, and that comes from ArcGIS. So under data source, click the link and this will open up the ArcGIS dashboard. Click on the geography filter at the top here, select your region, and now you've got all the information you need about the quality of network miles just here. PFE 3, 4 and 5A have data that's drawn automatically from your network development plans. If these are up to date, your reporting will be up to date in Smartsheet. PFE 5B and 6 are from your ArcGIS dashboard. PFE 7 is drawn automatically from your network development plan. PFE 8 and 10 come from your GIS dashboard. PFE 13 is from a report on community group involvement, and that comes from CRM. And PFE 18 is again from your ArcGIS dashboard. Finally, I'll very briefly go through the LCT targets. The data for all of these is found on your LCT dashboard in ArcGIS. So if you click on the link, that'll bring up your LCT dashboard. And then you have to select your geography, both in geography here and in directorate. And that will bring up all of the figures you need to fill in your actuals. Thanks for bearing with me while I've taken you through the Smartsheet. If you've got any problems with it all, either in terms of access or you're not quite sure how to use the system, then please do drop me a line and I'll do my best to sort you out. Happy quarterly reporting.